The power has been out since yesterday. Your refrigerator is running, the router is online, the lights are working, and everything feels surprisingly normal. Then you look at the battery, 9%. The utility company hasn't given you a restoration time, the clouds are making solar charging almost decorative, and your refrigerator has no interest in participating in your energy saving plan. This is where many homeowners begin asking the wrong question. Which is better? A portable power station or a generator? The honest answer is that neither one is automatically better. A portable power station stores electricity. A generator produces electricity while it has fuel. One gives you quiet, convenient power with a limited energy reserve. The other can support a long outage but introduces fuel, noise, maintenance, exhaust, and serious safety responsibilities. So the correct choice depends on what you need to run, how long the outage lasts, and how you will replace the energy you consume. By the end of this video, you'll know which option fits short outages, which one becomes more practical during multi-day blackouts, and when combining both systems may be smarter than choosing only one. Let's begin with a common situation. The power fails in the evening. You need to keep the refrigerator cold, maintain internet access, run a few lights, and charge your phones. A properly sized portable power station can be excellent here. The battery, inverter, charger, and outlets are contained inside one unit. You charge it before the outage, connect selected appliances, and use the stored electricity when the grid fails. At the point of use, it is quiet. It doesn't need fuel while discharging. There is no engine to start, and many units can move between the kitchen, home office, and other rooms. That makes a power station convenient for apartments, closely spaced homes, and situations where generator noise would make you extremely popular for all the wrong reasons. But convenience does not remove the two requirements we discussed in our refrigerator video. The power station must have enough output to start and operate your appliances, and it must contain enough usable energy to run them for the expected outage. If it can start your refrigerator, router, and lights and keep them running overnight, the system may solve your immediate problem very well. But every battery has a boundary. You can see that boundary approaching as the battery percentage falls. And once the stored energy is gone, the power station stops being a power source until you recharge it. This is the fundamental limitation of battery backup. It can move electricity through time. It cannot create new electricity. Now imagine morning arrives and the grid is still down. If the battery has enough capacity, you may still be comfortable, but you now have a second decision. How will you replace the energy used during the night? You might recharge from the grid when electricity returns. You might use compatible solar panels. You might use another manufacturer-supported charging source, but the recharge plan must work under your actual conditions. Solar production changes with sunlight, shade, panel angle, temperature, weather, and the charging limits of the system. A large solar input number on a product page does not guarantee that you will receive that power on a cloudy morning behind a shaded house. If your battery supports your essentials for one day, but requires 2 ideal days to recharge, it does not provide continuous protection during a 3-day outage. This doesn't make the battery useless. It means storage and recharging must be planned together. For short and predictable outages, stored energy may be all you need. For longer outages, your system needs enough charging input to replace approximately what your essential loads consume. And when the weather, location, or available charging sources cannot do that reliably, a generator begins to offer a different advantage. A fuel-powered generator does not begin with a fixed battery of stored electricity. It converts fuel into electricity while the engine operates. As long as you have the correct fuel, follow the manufacturer's instructions, and can operate the generator safely, you can continue producing electricity. That can make a generator more practical for long outages, demanding appliances or locations where battery recharging is unreliable. Instead of watching a fixed battery percentage move towards zero, you can add more operating time by obtaining more fuel. But that flexibility comes with several costs. You need to acquire and store the correct fuel safely. You need to maintain the engine. You need to consider fuel availability during emergencies. You need to manage noise. And most importantly, the generator produces exhaust containing carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is colorless, odorless, and potentially deadly. A portable generator must never operate inside your home, garage, basement, crawl space, shed, porch, or another enclosed or partly enclosed area. Opening a garage door does not make an indoor generator safe. Current US public health guidance says generators should be operated outside, more than 20 feet from windows, doors, and vents. The exhaust must be directed away from the home and other occupied buildings. You should also have working battery-powered or battery backup carbon monoxide detectors inside the home. Safety requirements can vary by product and location, so always follow the generator manufacturer's instructions and the rules where you live. If your property does not provide a safe operating location, that is not a small disadvantage. It may remove a portable generator from your suitable options entirely. The generator doesn't become safe because the outage is inconvenient. Carbon monoxide is famously unsympathetic to scheduling problems. Now let's compare what the two systems can operate. A portable power station is limited by its inverter output and stored battery capacity. A generator is limited by its rated electrical output and available fuel. In both cases, you must account for running loads, starting surges, and everything connected at the same time. A small generator can overload just as a small power station can, and a large generator is not permission to connect every appliance you can find. The refrigerator, water pump, freezer, lights, router, and television all contribute to the combined load. Heavy appliances such as electric water heaters, large air conditioners, electric ovens, and some pumps can change the system size dramatically. If you need only a refrigerator and a few small essentials, either technology may provide enough output when correctly sized. The larger difference becomes runtime. A battery's runtime is determined by its usable stored energy and the appliances consuming it. A generator's runtime depends on its fuel tank, load, efficiency, and access to additional fuel. This means a generator may be better at continuing through an uncertain multi-day outage, but a power station may be better at quietly supporting smaller loads inside the home while following its manufacturer's operating instructions. That difference leads to an option many homeowners overlook. You may not need to choose only one. A hybrid setup uses the battery and generator for different jobs. The portable power station can operate the refrigerator, internet, lights, and electronics quietly inside the home. When its battery becomes low, a safely positioned generator may recharge the power station or support suitable loads. If both manufacturers explicitly permit that setup and all equipment is used correctly, the generator does not need to run continuously. It may operate during planned charging periods, then switch off while the battery handles the quieter overnight hours. This can reduce noise, fuel use, and engine operating time. It can also keep generator exhaust farther from the daily living space because the generator remains outdoors in its safe operating location. But compatibility matters. Do not assume every generator produces power suitable for every power station charger. Do not assume every power station can charge at its maximum rate from every generator. Check grounding requirements, output quality, charging limits, cable requirements, and both manufacturers' instructions. And never improvise a connection between a generator, power station, and home wiring. If the system connects to your home's electrical circuits, approved transfer equipment, and a qualified installer become part of the solution. So, let's compare the real homeowner experience. A portable power station usually wins on noise. There is no combustion engine operating at the point of use. A generator produces significant sound, and the exact noise level changes by model and load. The power station usually wins on indoor convenience. When the product is used in an appropriate dry, ventilated location according to its instructions, the generator must remain outside, safely separated from the home and openings. The power station usually wins on immediate startup. You press a button, activate the required output, and connect compatible appliances. A generator introduces fuel, starting procedures, outdoor placement, and operating checks. The generator usually wins on extended energy availability when fuel remains accessible. A battery can be expanded or recharged, but its stored energy is still finite. The generator may win for heavier continuous loads, depending on its output rating. But the battery may protect electronics more quietly and conveniently, provided its backup behavior and output are compatible with those devices. The power station requires charging. The generator requires fuel and maintenance. The power station's ongoing cost may involve grid electricity, solar equipment, battery expansion, and eventual battery aging. The generator's ongoing cost includes fuel, oil, maintenance, replacement parts, and long-term storage preparation. Neither option is maintenance-free. They simply hide the maintenance in different places. This brings us to 4 practical situations. Situation 1. Your outages usually last a few hours or overnight. You need a refrigerator, router, lights, phones, and possibly a laptop. A correctly sized portable power station may be the most convenient option. It is quiet, quick to activate, and well suited to a carefully selected group of essential loads. Your main checks are starting output, usable capacity, and whether the system can recharge before the next likely outage. Situation 2. Your outages last a day or longer, but your essential loads remain moderate. A larger or expandable power station may work if you have a dependable recharge plan. That might include strong grid charging when power returns, compatible solar with suitable conditions, or another approved source. If the energy coming back into the battery can replace what you use, the system can remain useful for much longer. Situation 3. Outages regularly last several days. Charging conditions are unreliable or heavy essential loads must continue. A properly sized generator may be more practical, but only if you have a safe outdoor operating location, correct fuel storage, realistic fuel access, working carbon monoxide detectors, and a plan for maintenance. A generator that cannot be operated safely is not a backup solution. It is a second emergency waiting for better timing. Situation 4. Outages are frequent, unpredictable, and long. A hybrid arrangement may offer the strongest balance. The battery handles quiet daily operation. The generator supplies additional energy when the battery cannot recover quickly enough. Each system covers the weakness of the other, and if you want selected home circuits to switch automatically, you may need to move beyond standalone equipment toward a professionally designed installed system. Before buying either option, answer 7 questions. First, what appliances must remain powered? Separate genuine essentials from appliances that are merely convenient. Second, what is their combined running demand? Third, which appliances have significant starting surges? Fourth, how many hours or days must the system operate? Fifth, how will you replace the energy used? For a battery, that means realistic recharging. For a generator, that means fuel availability and safe operation. Sixth, where will the equipment operate? A power station needs a suitable dry ventilated location according to its manual. A generator needs a safe outdoor location more than 20 feet from windows, doors, and vents with exhaust directed away. And seventh, what support exists after the purchase? Check warranty coverage, service availability, replacement batteries, approved cables, generator parts, and qualified repairs in your region. A system that looks inexpensive online may become remarkably ambitious once freight, fuel cans, solar panels, transfer equipment, replacement cables, and installation begin introducing themselves. Compare the complete system cost, not only the box containing the main product. So, portable power station or generator. Choose a portable power station when your essential loads are moderate, your outages are relatively short, quiet operation matters, and you have a realistic way to recharge. Consider a generator when outages are long, heavy loads are essential, fuel is reliably available, and your property allows genuinely safe outdoor operation. Consider a hybrid system when you want the battery's quiet convenience but need the generator's ability to replace energy during an extended outage. And consider a professionally installed backup system when you want automatic support for existing home circuits or broader household coverage. The best solution is not the one with the largest output number. It is the one that can support your actual appliances, continue for the expected outage, recover before you need it again, and operate safely at your real property. A battery stores your time. A generator extends it with fuel. A hybrid system gives you another way to manage both. If you're still uncertain which backup category fits your home, watch Which Backup Power System Does Your Home Actually Need? That guide will help you match your appliances, outage duration, and installation needs to the right system category. Because during a long outage, the question isn't simply whether you can produce electricity. The question is whether you can keep producing it safely, affordably, and for as long as your home actually needs it.